I gave a lesson this weekend. The player was he was like my age, and he kind of learned to throw the way I did, which was back when we were throwing. I tell people when I started playing disc golf, an AVR was a driver, if that's any indication. I mean, I've been playing off and on again since I was 12 years old. And we played catch, and I noticed he had that really cool lid spin move, which is kind of pop, pop. It's got tons of spin on it, right? That little, Blake used to teach this. There's actually still a video on Disc Golf Review where he's talking about what is snap, and the old idea of snap was that's snap. Okay. So I think I've completely decided that's not it. Or maybe it is, and certainly is for like when you're playing catch or doing little up shots or whatever. You can certainly, it's a tool. But in a full throw, there's a great video of Paige Pierce in the Discraft commercial, and they're showing her from behind as she's throwing. And when she goes to throw, she just extends, and her hair goes up in like a halo in slow motion. Whoosh. There's absolutely no indication of a kind of a move. So building upon the 2-finger drill, which is to teach you to swing the disc around your hand. Hold on. So I've never said that that's how I expect people to throw. It is to learn to get away from the idea of popping it or pushing it or doing any of this popping the skull can. That's what I call it. You know, back in the day, he used to get the skull, pop the top, and teach you to swing the disc and get it swinging, which works both directions, by the way. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to play disc golf like this. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a different idea of when you learn to swing the disc around in an arc around your hand. This is a different idea than trying to pop it or push it or it. Yeah, that's kind of the same thing. It has some of the same elements, but I'll show you why swinging it takes you to a whole different place. Because if you're trying to do this, you immediately stop. I've watched players do this. This person I was giving a lesson to this weekend is a good player, very good player. Came down from Emporia, from Dynamic Disc, to take a lesson from me. And he had a good snap, and you could see it. But at the same time, when he'd go to do full throws, he would stop, and everything would stop. Whereas if you watch like Paige Pierce, she goes, see if I can get it. It looks like it's way out here. Just a free release of the arm. But the other teachers and the other methods say close and tight and pop. Close, let's get it in close and snap it. Well, I don't know if anybody's ever played any other sports, but there's no sport in the world that says, let's pull it in as close as we can to our body and throw it like this. I got my T-Rex shirt on, see? T-Rex. That's the T-Rex. The modern players are the opposite. They get their arc huge. Way out here. And the only way to do that is to learn to swing the disc. And when you do, that frees up you don't have to feel like you have to get your hand in close to your body to pop it. Pop it. Pop the crap out of it. And when you go to pop it, you go, and that's it. You stop. There's no explosion through and past the hit. This is what I personally have been working on for the last couple of weeks, because I realized, like, I'm not getting any longer. I'm getting shorter the older I get. And I practice just absolutely relaxing, just going totally dead, and just feel like my head is just sitting in space, like on a soft pillow. When I get to the end of my set and pull and throw, right? I said pull. That's hilarious. I meant plant. When I get to that point, I set my head in space, and then I just let my arm go like a noodle. Just let it go, because I'm swinging the disc. I don't try to pop it with my thumb or any of that anymore. I just swing it. And because I've learned to swing it, which is the first step, then I can do that at maximum extension and get the Paige Pierce big, huge, complete reckless abandon of rotation and extension. And if the disc is that far away from you, I guarantee you it's going to have more speed on it than if it's up here. I guess that's about all I wanted to say. Maybe I didn't say it that well, but I think I'm going to follow this up with some more proof videos and show Paige Pierce specifically, and show how I don't think this is what people are doing. Certainly not what people are teaching. Join my Patreon for lessons. Join my spin and throw group on Facebook. We're up to 3,500 members. And subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my videos to offset the 5 guys who unlike every video that I make. Thank you very much. Don't be a T-Rex. Get wide, big and huge and loose. Thank you. All right, here is a video of Paige Pierce. It's not the one that I wanted with her hair, but you know, it's Paige Pierce. All her throws are good. So here, we'll watch it in full speed. It is again, full speed. Okay, so let's slow that down. All right, here we go in slow motion. Now, again, let's watch for how she just relaxes the center of her body, from the top of her head all the way through, down through her spine. Everything's relaxed, becomes a nice point of rotation, and she extends out from her center in a relaxed manner. Again, watch her head. In, out. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop it now. So this is the setup. In, back it up. All right. Coming into the tuck. Head is nice and relaxed. Neck is relaxed. I don't see any neck muscles being flexed. This is not a tension move. This is relaxed. Relaxed. See, you don't see any neck muscles. That's because her back is actually relaxed. She's sitting down. I describe this like Picture sitting on a swivel chair, and you swivel yourself on the chair using your left knee in rotation. Left knee rotates, the right knee is just sitting flat on the ground. Probably need to do a video on that. But there's just a nice relaxed spike going all the way down, and she's sat her butt down on a chair down here. And her left knee is swinging to make her rotate. But there's just no tension. There's no neck muscles being flexed. There's no back muscles being flexed. But look at her arm. You can't see it. It's out of frame. Her arm's already nearly at max extension right here. And by there, it's at max extension. It's all the way out. Sticking straight out of her arm as far as she can get it in her nice, relaxed rotary motion. And then the other arm comes up. She puts on the air brakes. And see, now her entire body is at full extension in a nice, relaxed manner around her center. There is no evidence whatsoever of any kind of a jerk, pull, snap, pop, blah, 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 blah. Just a nice, huge rotation facilitated by her lower body. Started in the knees, went up through the hips, and that's what drives the shoulders, not the other way around. If you're tense in your upper body, especially your neck and your head, I like to feel like I just make my head sitting in jello and practice just letting go. Wang. Big and loose. I just don't see people throwing like this. They just don't, including myself. This is a throw for a lifetime. And lastly, you can see your thumb is pointed this direction, not under. It's not rotated under this way. It's rotating this way. That is popping the nose down, or as I like to say, popping the back of the disc up to get the neutral rotation or neutral release. And she has one plane. Her arm is at this plane. Right there. And at the center of her chest, about that high. One plane. Not 15 planes. Just one. Okay, it goes up just a tweak there. Just a little bit. But she's throwing it this high up in the air. So that makes sense. So on her extension, she's a little bit lower because she's throwing up here. And there it goes. Freedom. That is the vision of freedom, not tension. There's no pull to that. I will admit that there's an element of the idea of once you grab the other side of the disc and you want to set it in and throw it back out, if you're holding onto the other side of the disc, it's kind of a pull feel. I will admit that. But actually what it's doing is pivoting the disc. So her hand's over here. I still don't see any evidence that this is the only reason it would feel like a pull. And it's a feel thing. I admit that. But
but the actual release is not any kind of a pull to throw. To get it to this position and your hands on the other side of the disc, it feels like you're reaching around to the top of the steering wheel on a car if you went all the way around it. Now this is where we go from close to big and wide. That's a full arm extension right there. Okay,